Hi guys, welcome to Unacademy. So this is our YouTube channel. Let's crack 11th CBSE Commerce. A quick introduction. I'm Riti Spandana. I've done my BTech in Instrumentation and Control Engineering. I have 9 years plus teaching experience and I'm a faculty in Hyderabad. So this is our Unacademy platform. That is the Unacademy app platform. So we'll just quickly discuss what is it that you're going to get on our Unacademy platform. सो वी हैव डेली लाइव क्लासेस. तो एक आप घर बैठे आप अच्छे इंटरनेट कनेक्शन के साथ आपको एक रियल टाइम क्लासरूम एक्सपीरियंस मिलेगा. सो द बिगेस्ट एडवांटेज दैट यू गोइंग टू गेट थ्रू लाइव सेशंस इज द एजुकेटर विल बी अवेलेबल फॉर यू टू गेट योर डाउट्स क्लैरिफाइड जस्ट लाइक अ रियल सेशन. तो जैसे आप क्लासरूम में आपके डाउट्स पूछ सकते हो, उसी प्रकार आप लाइव सेशंस में भी एजुकेटर के साथ आप डाउट्स डिस्कस कर सकते हो थ्रू लाइव चैट. Live tests and quizzes. So after every 5 topics that we finish, we are going to have a test or quiz which will help you understand आपके कौन से weak areas है, कौन से strong areas है, so that you can prepare better and score more marks in your actual exam. All our courses are absolutely structured. तो जो भी courses आप सेलेक्ट करोगे सब्सक्रिप्शन के लिए, सारे कोर्सेज जो है वो बिल्कुल आपके CBSE पैटर्न के हिसाब से रहेंगे. सो यू डोंट हैव टू वरी अबाउट एनी एडिशनल कोचिंग इफ़ यू सब्सक्राइब टू आवर चैनल. You have unlimited access to all of these videos, which means आपको कोई भी वीडियो हो वो आप कितने भी बार देख सकते हो, कभी भी देख सकते हो. और जो एजुकेटर्स अवेलेबल है सबके वीडियोस की एक्सेस आपको मिलेगी. सो अगर आप एक कोई लाइव सेशन मिस भी करोगे, यू डोंट हैव टू वरी अबाउट मिसिंग द एंटायर सेशन. यू कैन ऑलवेज अटेंड अ रिकॉर्डेड सेशन ऑफ द सेम वीडियो. सो यू विल बी प्रिपेयरिंग विद आवर टॉप एजुकेटर्स. तो हमारे जो भी एजुकेटर्स है, एवरीबडी हैज़ अ लॉट ऑफ टीचिंग एक्सपीरियंस एंड एवरीबडी इज़ वेल क्वालिफाइड फॉर टीचिंग. तो आपके जो भी डाउट्स हैं, जो बेसिक्स हैं, सब कुछ बहुत अच्छे से क्लियरली सेशंस में डील किया जाएगा. So the syllabus is absolutely comprehensive. So it's including all the topics and all subjects that are there in your course, whichever you choose. All you have to do is in your phone or on your laptop or computer, you just have to go into the website or in the Google App Store or Apple App Store, just download our Unacademy Learning app. और ऐप डाउनलोड करने के बाद सिर्फ यहाँ पे आपको कौन से कोर्स को आप सब्सक्राइब करना चाहते हो, सिर्फ वो कोर्स आपको सिलेक्ट करना है. We are also available on Telegram, so you can also get in touch with us on Telegram. So quick note of the fee structure. तो अगर आप प्राइवेट ट्यूटर्स रखते हो तो आपको अलग अलग सब्जेक्ट्स के लिए अलग अलग ट्यूटर्स रखना पड़ेगा. एंड यूजुअली द डिसएडवांटेज देयर इज़, एक तो हर एक एजुकेटर का आपको अलग से फ़ी पे करना पड़ेगा. एंड सेकेंड डिसएडवांटेजेस, 3-4 मंथ्स में सिलेबस ख़त्म होने के बाद यू वोंट हैव एक्सेस टू दोज ट्यूटर्स. ऑन आवर अनअकैडमी प्लेटफॉर्म आपको एक ही प्लेटफॉर्म पे हर सब्जेक्ट के सेशंस मिलेंगे. हर एजुकेटर, अगर आप 12 मंथ्स का सब्सक्रिप्शन लेते हो, पूरे 12 मंथ्स के लिए आपको एक्सेस रहेगा. हर 3-4 सेशंस में डाउट सेशंस रहेंगे. सो जो भी आपके डाउट्स है आप उसमें क्लियर कर सकते हो. एंड लेट्स से आप कोई रिकॉर्डेड सेशन 2-3 बार सुनना चाहोगे तो सुन सकते हो. और नेक्स्ट डाउट सेशन में यू कैन गेट योर डाउट्स क्लैरिफाइड इफ़ यू मिस द लाइव सेशंस. So these are all the advantages that you're going to get by subscribing to our Unacademy subscription platform. The fee for 12 months is 12,500. If you use my code RITI, you can avail a 10% discount और आपका 12 months का subscription fee हो जाएगा सिर्फ और सिर्फ 11,250 rupees. So please do not delay, enroll today. So this is our session today, shortcut to vocabulary A to Z, part 5, letters E and F. तो इसके पहले वाले सेशंस में हमने लेटर A, बी, सी और डी को डिस्कस किया है. तो इस सेशन में हम डिस्कस कर रहे हैं लेटर्स ई और एफ. ओके, सो दिस इज अबाउट अ शॉर्टकट टू वोकैबुलरी. तो इसमें हम हर वर्ड की मीनिंग और हर वर्ड डिक्शनरी के जैसे नहीं डिस्कस करने वाले हैं. तो क्या करने वाले हैं, हम ऐसा एक टेक्निक के बारे में डिस्कस करने वाले हैं जिससे आप बहुत सारे वर्ड्स जो है वो इजीली याद रख सकते हो. और अगर कोई नया वर्ड आप देख रहे हो तो यू विल बी एबल टू इजीली गेस द मीनिंग ऑफ दैट वर्ड. So it's going to be a shortcut, and also it will help you in making a very calculated guess of the meanings of these words. So this session here is very useful for you, and it's also going to help you improve your vocabulary. Okay, so let's start with the session. Do you have any doubts here? Okay, so let's continue then. Okay, so a quick note of why do we have to attend vocabulary classes, why do we need them. So basically vocabulary is going to help you in understanding the lessons and reading comprehension passages. तो आपके एग्जाम में जो reading comprehension passages है उसमें जो difficult words हैं उनको आपको समझने में easy रहेगा. और अगर कोई word का meaning आपको नहीं पता है तो these sessions are going to help you in at least guessing what could be the possible meaning of that word. Okay, then it's also going to help you with your vocabulary based questions. तो आप जानते हैं 11th और 12th स्टैंडर्ड दोनों ईयर्स में जो है आपके एग्जाम में vocabulary questions directly दिए गए हैं. So you have a word and you need to identify the meaning of that particular word. So these sessions are also going to help you with your vocabulary questions. And it will help you in communicating better. So if your vocabulary is good, you will be able to express yourself better. And as we've discussed in the evening session today at 6 o'clock, for summary writing and all of that, if you have words as substitute for many words, it becomes easier for you to summarize. आपको एक word अगर पता है जिसका मीनिंग बहुत लंबा है तो आप वो कट शॉर्ट कर सिर्फ एक वर्ड में आप उस चीज़ को लिख सकते हो. सो इससे क्या होगा, आपके समरीज भी बेटर हो जाएंगे. सो बेसिकली vocabulary is going to overall help you with your entire English section in the examination. Now I'm not just talking about your 11th standard or 12th standard examinations. अगर आप long run की बात भी सोचते हो, vocabulary जो है वो आप overnight नहीं सीख सकते हो. So it will take some time. So all competitive examinations after your 12th, whether you're planning to write CLAT or NTSE or even IPM examination, every exam has vocabulary questions in it. So your preparation starts today for your future. Okay, let's start. So the technique that we're going to discuss today is the root, prefixes and suffixes technique. ये एक mnemonic technique है. mnemonic का मतलब होता है memory technique. So everyone who's attended my previous sessions would know this by now. Root, prefixes and suffixes are a small part of the English word which has been borrowed from other languages. English जो है वो बहुत latest new language है. तो पुराने languages से जो words borrow किए गए हैं English language में, उस पुराने word का एक जो स्मॉल पार्ट जो है वो अभी भी इंग्लिश वर्ड में है, तो वो जो है वो पार्ट्स को रूट्स, प्रीफिक्सेस और सफिक्सेस बोलते हैं. तो क्या सारे इंग्लिश वर्ड्स के रूट्स और प्रीफिक्सेस हैं? नहीं, सिर्फ बोरो किए जो वर्ड्स हैं उसी के रूट्स और प्रीफिक्सेस हैं. ओके, सो वी विल बी डिस्कसिंग रूट्स, प्रीफिक्सेस एंड सफिक्सेस हियर. लेट्स स्टार्ट विद लेटर ई हियर. सो N or M, these are the prefixes which mean in or into. So N, ENN, EMM, ये दोनों prefixes है और इनका meaning है in or into. So let's look at these examples. Embodiment. So what do you mean by embodiment? For example, if we say something like Let's talk about messengers of God or demigods की जब बात होती है, so I say he is an embodiment of God, यानी this person has taken the bodily form of God, or let's say she is the embodiment of charity, यानी अगर charity का कोई रूप होता या कोई body होता तो she is the one who is the embodiment of charity. So embodiment basically means to give an attribute. An attribute can be anything: intelligence, excellence, brilliance, honesty. So any attribute that you have, so you give an attribute a body, or you give a spirit, or something a body, like God a body. That is when we use the word embodiment. Okay, for example, he is the embodiment of courage, यानी वो अगर courage का कोई रूप होता तो that is he. That's what this particular word basically means. Okay, enter, you all know what enter is. To enter is to come inside a room or a place. Encumber is to impede or hinder. What do you know impediment or hindrance? Hindrance और impediment का मतलब होता है obstruction. किसी चीज को अंदर नहीं आने देना. An obstacle or an obstruction, or to halt or delay something, is basically an impediment or a hindrance. Endemic. Now coming to this word, if you have attended my previous session, you would have also understood that dem जो word है यहाँ पे, उसका मतलब होता है people. So we have discussed all these words in the previous session, epidemic and endemic. Okay, so that's why I've included epidemic also here. But otherwise, endemic has this prefix. Epidemic does not have the prefix n or m. Epidemic का मतलब क्या होता है? Widespread. पैंडेमिक का मतलब क्या होता है? वर्ल्ड वाइड स्प्रेड. एंडेमिक का मतलब क्या होता है? रीजनल और नेटिव, विच मीन्स इट ओनली is present in one area. It has not spread to other regions or other parts of a country. Okay, then endemic, which means in or in a region, in a place. That's what it means. Ensconce का मतलब होता है stick होना. So I'll give you a sentence as an example here. When I realized that the plug point was loose, or there was a loose contact at the plug point, I ensconced it with Fevicol, which means मैंने Fevicol use करके उसको चिपका दिया है. Okay, so ensconce is to basically to firmly stick to something. Or I can give you another example. After our major business deal, both our companies have ensconced together. यानी एक बहुत बड़ा business deal के बाद हमारे दोनों companies जो है वो जुड़ गए हैं. So basically ensconce is to stick together, to bond is ensconce. Enthrall is to charm. What do you mean by to charm? It's to basically enchant somebody. So even the word enchant has the same prefix. Enthrall, enchant. Okay, so basically this means to charm somebody, to impress somebody, to cause somebody to like you is what is enthrall or enchant. Okay, let's look at this word, entreat. Entreat is to ask. To beg for something, to request for something is to entreat. For example, I decided to entreat my company for a bonus. Yani I decided to ask my company to give me a bonus. Empower is to enable. So even the word enable has the same prefix n, is into, in. So inability. What is enable? Anything that is inability to do something, that is what is enabling something. So enable का मतलब क्या होता है? Actually to be able to do something, which means in the ability or having the ability to do something. So empower is to make somebody have the ability to do something. So when you talk about woman empowerment, what does that mean? That you are giving a woman the power to choose or to to be able to do things which she is best at. So that is what is empowerment, to be able to choose, to have that freedom to decide and do what she is best at. Okay, so that's what is empowerment, to be able to do something. Embellish is to enhance. Embellishments का actual meaning होता है decorate करना किसी चीज़ को. So basically when you use a lot of decorative things in order to make something more beautiful or to make it more attractive, that is what is an embellishment. So embellishments are ornaments or stones or jewelry or some artistic drawings that you do in order to make something look or appear better. Embezzle is to be appropriate. Basically, embezzlement is appropriate, anything that is correct. Then embroil is to complicate things, to make things bad. For example, our mutual disagreement has led to an embroilment, which means that because we don't agree with each other, we do not, the things have got very complicated. So I have a business proposal and hence I don't want to get into any embroilment. So I have a business proposal to do with you, that's why I don't want to complicate things here. So that is what is an embroilment. Embroil का मतलब होता है किसी चीज़ को खराब कर देना या complicate कर देना, मुश्किल कर देना is embroil. Which means to be in a broil. Broil is mess. So embroil is to be in a mess, basically. Literal translation. Empathy, so to be in feelings, having similar feelings, being compassionate, यानी दूसरे व्यक्ति क्या गुजर रहा है या क्या feel कर रहा है उसको पूरी तरह से समझना is what is So if you remember in one of the vocabulary classes, we've also done this root word path or pathy, which means feelings, as in sympathy, empathy, antipathy. So we've done the word antipathy when we did letter A also. So all these words have the same meaning, which has to do with feelings. So empathy basically means to be in feelings or to have feelings into a particular aspect. So to be compassionate, understanding, concerned, to be, very open-minded about things. So that is what is empathy. Engender is to produce. Enhance is to make better, as in embellish, enhance. Okay. Emotion is again to be in or to be present in the current situation, is also to have emotions. Encourage is to be encouraged, just like the word. Empower, to be in power, to choose to do what you want to do, what you're best at. In the same manner, encourage is to be in courage of something. Okay. Now if you look at all of these words, ये बहुत easy method है, ये एक shortcut है. क्यों? Why? Because it's very easy. If you look at the word body, you know what a body means. M is in body. So the meaning is very easy to guess. Cumbrance. Cumber is to basically to stop. Cumbersome. This job is very cumbersome. So cumbersome का मतलब क्या है? बहुत difficult है. So encumber is to make it very cumbersome for you, which means to impede, hinder, spoil, stop, halt, obstruct, etc. So इस प्रकार से जब आप root words और prefixes को सीखते हो, it becomes very easy for you to remember and also to connect these words, so that it becomes very easy for you to understand and guess the meanings if required, or to remember words better. That's why it's a mnemonic technique, as an endemic also. तो previous class में जो सीखे थे हम dem, people, n is in. So endemic is pertaining to a group of people or in a region. So this way it becomes very easy for you to connect words, understand them, and to remember words and meanings, and also to guess words and meanings. So सिर्फ और सिर्फ ये आप सीखोगे तो आप इतने सारे words के meanings आपको आते हैं और इतने सारे words के meanings आप guess कर सकते हो जब आप देख सकते हो. So these are some examples. There could be many more such words. Okay. Now let's continue. Do you have any doubts here? Okay. So equi or equal. So basically what does it mean? Similar, even, fair, uniform, identical. Something that is same, similar, even, fair, uniform or identical. As in equate. Equate is to make it equal. Adequate is enough, meeting the requirements, equal to the requirement. Co-equal, two things which are equal. Equilibrium is balance. So I want to reach an equilibrium in terms of my emotions. I want to balance out my emotions. That is what it means. Equal. Equable can be equated. Something that you can equal. LHS is equal to RHS. Simple example of that. Equalize. Equator. Equator is the line that is drawn on the globe which divides Earth exactly into half. North Pole, South Pole. Okay, so equator. Equilateral triangle. What is it? All three sides of the triangle are equal. Equitable, which means something that is absolutely fair. Fair yani not the color. Fair here is referring to something that is just, yani rightful, something that's the correct thing to do. So what are we doing here? All these words have the same root word, equi or equal, which basically mean all of this. So anything which has that word is the same, and you can guess or remember the meanings of these words very easily. Let's look at this prefix now. So EXEC. All these words, prefixes, basically mean out or out of exit. So the word even exit has the same prefix X, which means out. So you often say that he is the ex-employee of our company. He is the husband of somebody, etc. So basically, X basically means out. Okay, so X is out or out of exit. So exacerbate is to worsen. So here we have another root word, which is acer. So if you remember, we discussed this word also in the first session that we did. Acer का क्या मतलब है? AC, ACR. So whoever has attended the session would know AC, ACER or ACR. All these words as an acrimonious, acidic, acerbic, exacerbate. All these words, the word this acer or AC basically means bitter. Something that's not very good at tasting. जो बहुत सार हो, कड़वा हो, harsh हो, rude हो, unfriendly हो, वो सब है acer. So exacerbate is to bring out this unfriendliness, or to bring out this bitterness, to bring out this anger or dislike for somebody is exacerbate. So exacerbate is to make things worse. It can be a relationship, it can be a pain, it can be a chronic pain that you are going through. So all these words, basically you can use the word exacerbate, to worsen, to become bad from better. Okay, so this is what is exacerbate. Excommunication or communicate. Communication is to talk with each other. Excommunicate is to bring it out, not hiding it anymore. Exculpate, exonerate, both these words we did with words absolve, emancipate, release, freedom. All these words we did together when we discussed exculpate in the previous session when we did letter C. So culp is a root word which means culprit, inculpate. Okay. So culpable, which means culp means to blame or accuse. Exculpate is to remove out of the blame, remove out of the remove out of the blame or accusation. So exculpate and exonerate are synonyms which both mean to release somebody from a blame or an accusation. So here, if you can remember the word kalp and you can remember the word ex, becomes very easy for you to guess the meaning of this word, which means to free somebody from accusation or blame or guilt. Okay, so do you have any doubts in this? Good evening, Kamesh, Gayatri, Rashmi, Parampara and Mahati. Okay, so no doubts. Let's continue then. Okay. Then exorbitant is an outside law, something that is so ridiculous or so outrageous that it is not legal to do this. So exorbitant is, you can use it in terms of anything. For example, when it's not the season, onions can have exorbitant prices or costs. इसका क्या मतलब होता है कि जब सीजन नहीं है तो अनियंस का प्राइस जो है वो इतना ज़्यादा हो जाता है कि इट्स नॉट लीगल टू हैव दैट काइंड ऑफ प्राइस और इट्स नॉट नॉर्मल और एक्सेप्टेबल. दैट्स व्हाट बेसिकली exorbitant means. Exorbitant means something that is unacceptable or illegal. Exercise, what does exercise mean? To basically bring out your energy, burning calories. What are calories? Calories are the units for energy. Joules, calories are the energy units. So to burn out your energy or to bring out your energy is to exercise. Expatriate, to banish, to exile somebody. So here we have not mentioned the word exile, but exile, E-X-I-L-E, is also a word which has the same prefix X, which means out. So what do you mean by exile somebody out of the kingdom? To kick them out of the kingdom, to send them out of the kingdom. So in the same manner, expatriate is a person who's been banished from a country. So refugees, or not exactly refugees, but people who have done a particular crime or who are not allowed into the country anymore, all those people you can call them expatriates. Then expedient is anything which basically helps you to achieve a particular idea or anything. So expedient is something that you come across in science. जब आप साइंस पढ़े हो, स्कूल में साइंस पढ़ते हो कुछ भी, तो आपको ये वर्ड एक्सपीडियंट बहुत कॉमनली दिखता है वहाँ पे. एक्सपीडियंट का बेसिक मीनिंग होता है कोई ऐसा इंस्ट्रूमेंट या आइडिया या एक ऑब्जेक्ट जो किसी और चीज़ को बनाने में या करने में आपको हेल्प करेगा. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, you can say a moist environment is expedient to the growth of mushrooms or conducive to the growth of mushrooms. So which means it makes it possible for you to grow these organisms. So that's expedient. Evacuate. So we have the prefix E. Evacuate is to vacate somebody from one place, move them from one place to another place. Eject is to remove something. You eject the disk, etc. from a computer. Then expiate is to make amends. What does this mean? To basically compensate for something. For example, when my friend broke my car's glass or windshield, I expiated the glass, or you have made amends for the glass. Or it can also mean in terms of relationship that you make compensate for something. एक्सटॉर्ट का मतलब होता है किसी को कंपेल करके किसी से कुछ चीज़ छीनना. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, if you are taking an auto to go to some place, if the auto person charges a very huge amount to take you from one place to another, that you can call as an extortion. Why? Because it's not it's not practical to charge that much money, but still that person is forcing that money out of you because you don't have a choice. आपके पास कोई choice नहीं, क्योंकि वो एक ही ऑटो है और आप चल के नहीं पहुंच सकते हो और आपको जाना ही है. तो जो उस condition में the kind of situation that you come across, that's what is extortion. Okay, extortion can also be to force and take out something. For example, if someone tries to threaten you in order to rob you, that also is an extortion. Extenuate is to seem less. Extremity is too much. Evoke is to raise, evoke emotions in somebody, evoke feelings in somebody. Evict is to ban, to remove again from the country or college, debar kar dena. Effect is an outcome. So all these words that we have discussed here have the same prefix ex or ec, which basically means out. Okay. Then epi, which means upon or on top of. So epicenter is a focal point. That's the topmost point, epicenter. Then epistemology, again logy means study. So epistemology is a branch of philosophy that investigates the origin and limits of human nature. तो जो human being का nature है, जो attributes होते हैं human beings के, उनके बारे में बहुत अच्छे से study करना एक branch of philosophy है. That is epistemology. Epitaph is a poem written on a tombstone. तो जब कोई किसी की death हो जाती है, तो usually in Christians or Christianity, you just usually have a tombstone where they write of who's that person, from which year to which year that person lived, and what were the achievements of that person in the lifetime. तो ये सब चीज़ें जो लिखी रहती है उसको एक epitaph बोलते हैं. Then epithet is a phrase that is used to express contempt. So ऐसा कोई specific phrase नहीं है, कुछ भी. For example, I'm very upset with you is an epithet. Okay, so epithet is basically any phrase, anything that is used, or even if I say I'm angry with you, the word angry is also an epithet. Basically it's a phrase, or it's used to express contempt or anger or dislike. Epidemic, we have discussed the same thing, something that is widespread, it's on the top of the list. Epilogue is a conclusion or closure. So it's something that is spoken upon a topic. It gives you a closure upon a topic. That's what is epilogue. Okay. Any doubts here? Okay. So in the letter F, we have only one root word, which is frac or frag, which means to break. So what are the words that we have here? Fragment. So अगर कोई कांच को तोड़ देते हैं तो क्या होगा? Those are called fragments. Fragments of glass, fragments of wood, fragments of iron, fragments of plastic. So anything which breaks into pieces is fragments. Fragmentation, breaking it into pieces. Fracture, when your bones break. Fractious, somebody who's very quarrelsome, which means a person whose emotional balance breaks very easily is a fractious person, quarrelsome. So other words that we discussed previously: acrimonious, acerbic, quarrelsome, belligerent, bellicose, where belly means war. You remember rebellious, all these words that we discussed. So that is what is fractious. तो अगर आप याद रखते हो कि ये रूट वर्ड्स जब आप सीखते हो तो बहुत सारे ऐसे वर्ड्स आपको मिलेंगे जो सिनोनिम्स है. तो इस प्रकार से आपका जो वोकैबुलरी है वो बढ़ते ही जाएगा, वो एक मशरूम की तरह स्प्रेड होगा, और वो एक over a period of time you will be able to learn so many words that it will become very easy for you to communicate, to read, to understand, and to improve your overall vocabulary. Refract is again break. Reflection क्या है? जाके वापस आता है. Refraction क्या है? वो जाता नहीं है, इसके पहले ही वो रे जो है लाइट का स्प्लिट होता है. So you've learned this also in school. So refraction, reflection. So refraction also means to break a ray into pieces, ray of light or whatever. Fracas is a noisy disturbance. It's chaos. It's a pandemonium. It's a turmoil. So all these words were discussed in one of the lessons that you did. तो जब हम लोगों ने वो लेसन डिस्कस किया था. वी आर नॉट अफ्रेड टू डाई इफ वी आर ऑल इन दिस टुगेदर. हॉर्नबिल का आपका जो टेक्स्ट बुक है उसमें जब डिस्कस किए थे टर्ब्यूलेंस, टर्मोइल, पैंडेमोनियम, chaos, tumult, all these words we discussed in that particular session, if you remember, or in your lesson you have all these words. So another word that you can add here is chaos and fracas. So fracas also means a complete disturbance. So जो काम है, जो peace है, उसको break करना जो है वो fracas है. Fragile is weak, somebody who is extremely weak, or fragile can also be something that is very easily breakable. तो कोई भी चीज़ जो बिल्कुल तुरंत ब्रेक हो सकती है या कोई भी चीज़ जो बहुत डेलिकेट है उसको फ्रेजाइल बोलते हैं. फ्रैक्शन, so what are fractions? In numbers you have fractions. What is a fraction? Number 1 को अगर आप pieces में divide करो, half, 1/3, 1/4, 1/5. So what are they? They are fractions. So what is fraction? Breaking something into pieces. So if you look at these words, even mathematical words have a root word which will explain why that word is called that. Okay. So do you have any doubts in this session here? Okay, so thank you very much. So please do keep watching our videos, and tomorrow at 8 p.m. we'll be doing another special session that will be on mental health and stress management. And also tune in every Thursday and Sunday for our vocabulary sessions. Thank you.